right, so I finished this Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and let's get into it real quick. So this book follows four main characters: Zikora, Chiamaka, Omelogo, and Kajatu. Chiamaka is probably our main protagonist, I guess, because she ties all four of these women together. Chiamaka is a travel writer, rich Nigerian African who stays in the United States and is trying to get published through her writing, but she's a rich African who wants to write about travel. Who's going to take her seriously? So she's struggling because, apparently all Africans must be broke. And she doesn't have a very sad backstory, and people think she's pretentious because she's rich. So she's wrestling through that, but also she deeply wants to be known. The book actually starts with I've always wanted to truly be known and blah, blah, blah. And so we journey through that desire through her different relationships that she goes through. And then we have Zikora, who only says she's a successful lawyer and she wants the conventional dream, right? She just wants a husband and kids. That's all she's asking for. But alas, the girl's asking for $1 million. It's just the men in her life just ain't cutting it, right? She's also quite religious, so we also see how she processes all of this, not getting her dream despite being successful and rich, and just not getting a man that wants to commit to her, in the lens of her faith and how that affects her. And then we have a Maloko, who is the unconventional one. She cannot be tied down. She's beautiful, successful, but she just, it's just marriage and kids. It's just not for her. It's just not for her. Then we have Kajatu, who is the maid, Chiamaka's maid, or helper if you choose to use that word. She's from Guinea, I believe. So we follow her story from, her being a child in Guinea, and then how she ended up being an immigrant in the United States and being Chiamaka's helper. So that's basically it. The book explores just different, I think, the pressure that women feel to get married and have kids, especially for these three successful women, in the sense that they're not taken seriously. If their lives are not taken seriously because they don't have children or they don't have a husband. There's one of the other characters who says that she actually got married just so that she could be left alone. For as long as you get married, they'll leave you alone. If you're not married, if you don't have kids, your life has no meaning, basically. She explores that really, really well. And I think she also explores friendships really, really well, female friendships. At the end, she has an author's note where she says that this book is about mothers and daughters, and I didn't really particularly feel that. I think if you had asked me without the author's note, I don't think I would have said that this book is about mothers and their daughters. You do have mothers and daughters in here, but it's not the first thing that popped into my head until I read the author's note at the end, which was like, oh, I guess we could also describe it like that. I would have said it's a book about friendships, female friendships, and the struggles of successful independent women. That's probably what I would have said. And the level of trash men out there on the streets. Because the men in this book, they irked my soul. They irked my spirits, mind, body, and soul. I was just like, what is... Darnell, Kwame, God, Chuka was okay. Chuka was okay. I guess. But some of them were just they left so much to be desired. So the women do have interesting relationships with their mothers, honestly, complex relationships with their mothers. It's interesting to see them transition those relationships. So that was also quite refreshing. And something drastic happens to Kajatu in this book, something really, really sad. And the author has not helped me appreciate that experience a bit more, which I feel like is a problem. I should have sort of felt the punch and the intention that Chimamanda was trying to communicate through the story without the author's note. But I think after reading the author's note, I really did see the whole experience again completely differently. So that's pretty much it. I think I didn't really enjoy this book, honestly. I feel like it was very disjointed. I don't understand what is happening. What's the point of the book apart from maybe just an experience? And I guess that's still fine. I would give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's my least favorite Chimamanda book. For me, myself and I. It's okay. I would still recommend it. I think, it's been 10 years since she wrote a book, and she lost both her parents in the last 10 years. COVID happened in the last 10 years. So obviously she'll come back as a different person to her writing, which is expected. But it didn't particularly, I guess, hit the mark for me. It was okay. It was just fine. But this is coming from someone that didn't enjoy Americana. So maybe don't take me too seriously. and maybe read it for yourself. So I still love America. I still recommend, like I recommend Americana any day. I really do. But that ending pisses me off. But we digress. We're talking about Dream Count. And also the reason why it's named Dream Count also was just not it didn't really hit the mark. But hey, I read it, so I guess. Let me know what you think if you read it.